Hello. Have you ever given conscious thought whenever you're engaging with someone else, talking with them or listening to them or giving them some instructions? Do you ever consciously think about your tone of voice or your facial expressions? And then whenever the conversation is over, do you ever think about what was said, what was, how did it affect someone else? Well, today we're going to be talking about responding. This is Greet the Week. And the more we can learn to respond in a way that is uh, real objective, then maybe the uh, more blessing greeting the week is. It becomes more okay. Oh, there we go. Pull it all the way up. I keep forgetting that. All right. So thinking objectively. And in looking over that, what does it mean to think objectively? It can be difficult to objectively observe our own attitudes and our own actions that we identify with. I mean, it could be the proclaim, well, I can't help it. That's just the way I am syndrome. But as long as we identify with the problem, we remain stuck. We remain stuck. And so, who wants to remain stuck? So I was thinking maybe here today, I came up with, looked in the, looked at the thesaurus to explain objective, and here's some of the words that come up. But I'm wondering what do you picture when you see these words? To be impartial, to be detached. That's one of the things that I'm working on is receiving everything, but detaching or not attaching to anything. To be neutral, to be unbiased, to be unprejudiced, to be fair and real, you know, getting factual and seeing that things are really more tangible than we may want to realize. So, as we give a greater expanse to our words, it has much more room to understand what we're looking at and thinking about. So, unresolved issues are really unmade decisions. So, unresolved issues are begging for resolve. We want something to happen here, something to clean the mess up. Unresolved issues lurk in the background. And in the process, they're distracting our thinking and they're actually prohibiting our focus. They're prohibiting us from being unbiased and from being fair. And then also these proverbial tomorrows. I'll take care of it tomorrow. We'll discuss it tomorrow. I'll bring it up tomorrow. And what that does is that begins to take a toll on us mentally, emotionally, physically, creatively, and it certainly works on the stress level of always that stuff we keep putting off till tomorrow. And then we kind of go back to the Scarlett O'Hara syndrome of, ah, no decision is a decision. So tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day. And so we get into that loop, the loop, the loop. And again and again and again, we may be searching for as much pleasure and happiness and success as we can possibly have while trying to avoid all the pain and the failure, which may be why we're pushing it off till tomorrow, because we don't know how to broach the conversation. We don't know how to bring up the topic. We don't know how to be honest whenever we're asked a question or whenever someone is, making a declarative statement of us. We may want to just put up a shield there and either not hear it or back off. So it's knowing that you really can do it. We really can face those difficult situations. You can get real because you are capable. You're more capable than you give yourself credit for. But realizing that putting things off and putting them off is a deliberate not getting to a conclusion. So let yourself know that you've made the decision to make a decision, to decide about something, to bring up a topic. Let yourself know. And here's just some thoughts. If the debt is increasing, you are choosing to address it rather than keep putting it off. If the to-do list is piling up, you are choosing not to stick your head in the sand like the proverbial ostrich. If the relationship is declining, then seriously, I'm encouraging you to consider looking at the connecting habits and the disconnecting habits. We want to look at the connecting habits as an effective way to make changes. And here they are. These were 7 positive connecting habits and 7 deadly disconnecting habits that Dr. William Glasser, the founder of reality therapy and choice theory, chose to isolate. And whenever we engage in the negative, the disconnecting habits, what we are doing is we, even if we're unaware of it, we're pushing ourselves away from others and we're pushing them away from us. So it is just thinking about, in giving this information or asking for something, am I criticizing? Am I blaming? Am I complaining? Am I nagging? Am I threatening? Am I punishing? And then also, am I coming in there with some slick little reward that is really more a way of me getting you to do what I want you to do, as opposed to being really objective and talking and having a conversation. So it's asking, answering the hard questions. It's looking what resources are needed or what resources have been mismanaged. Is it a lack of expertise? Why am I so holding back? Why am I so negligent in this? Is it, what training needs to be acquired? Who do I need to discuss things with? It's also looking at what is the unconscious payoff of not doing it. Sometimes that can be, but sometimes it's just that innate thing of wanting to get someone's goat or something. And then also, is it a passive way of controlling? And these are some difficult questions to ask. And they're also difficult questions to answer. But if we ask those questions to ourselves, and then whenever we're engaged with someone else and those answers begin to manifest themselves, we can stop. And the best time to make a change is in the midst of the behavior that all of a sudden you realize, oh, I don't want to continue with this. And so it's realizing that, you know what, you can do it. You can make those hard decisions. And once you do, it's so liberating that we can stop the madness, that we can begin to be open and honest and lay all of the cards on the table so that either independently or together as a group, we can come up with a game plan, that we can begin to weigh and measure options. And then once you weigh and measure options, you can begin to get busy, or maybe even write down what you need. By allowing yourself to be energized about the possibilities, the things that can happen, it's amazing that once you begin to look at, instead of all I can't or I don't want to's, it's that, well, maybe I can, I will, I think maybe I can. You can begin to see the possibilities. And then it begins to clear your thinking so that you can solidify your focus onto what it is that needs to be accomplished. And then also, in that clear thinking and solidifying your focus, it gives you a good reason to dismiss all of those nagging shoulds. You should do this. You should do something else. And just dismiss that I either will do it or I won't. And then go with your decision without second guessing yourself. Don't continually have that second guess. It's good at it. Well, and we'll get into that now. And that is, after a while, we need to reassess those possibilities and see if there needs to be some adjustment, because just going full force and not stepping on the brakes sometimes is more harmful. And then revel in the liberation that you can breathe deeper. You can appreciate the weather, no matter what it is, as you begin, because you made a decision. How many things can be relieved whenever we've made a decision? And then making a concerted effort to resolve issues within a timely manner, knowing that there will always be more issues that come up and come up and come up, and having a resolve. So, think you can do it? Well, I think you can. And I thank you for being here, and many blessings to all. And we will have some discussion after we close the recording.